activity. And again, that is in the red outline box. It goes through Liberty Hill and then from southwestward there down into the Marble Falls area. But the bulk of this storm passing to the northeast is a great deal of lightning in it. I did check to see, again, they were concerned about some hail. And so as we go in a little bit tighter and look at the potential for hail, well, that's not the map I wanted. Let's try this one. This is the map I wanted. There was the potential that within the storm from southeast of Burnett to northeast of Suduth, that there could have been some walnut-sized hail. That was what the storm queried when I looked at it about 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. Again, tracking to the northeast at around 35 to 40 miles per hour. Kristen has already alluded to the fact of who's in the path of this, and one of the first communities that we're concerned with is Bertram, and ultimately in the vicinities of Oatmeal and also at Briggs, and then on into Williamson County, Liberty Hill up towards Andice. I anticipate that if this storm continues to race as fast as it might, then they may expand the warning of some sort. It could be a severe thunderstorm warning. It may just be an extension of the tornado warning, but for now, it just goes into essentially Liberty Hill 183 and then back down towards the Smithwick area. But the storm moving rapidly, and again, the potential is there for some hail. This lighter white, that blue shade right there southeast of Burnett would indicate that there is a little bit of some hail in that storm, but right now it looks like from all indications that it is small hail, walnut size perhaps, or maybe even marble size, but we'll check on that in just a few minutes. And again, we remind you that if you are in this red shaded box, if your communities are in this red shaded box, that you need to take your tornado safety precautions now. Go to the lowest floor. If you're in Williamson County, up towards the Briggs area in Burnett County, you have time to get to a sturdier shelter. Please do that, because these storms aren't going to mess around. This is an early indication that we're going to be set up for some widespread weather today that could produce severe thunderstorms, as we are in the enhanced risk for severe weather from now until actually 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So this means that the potential is there that we are going to see thunderstorms like this flare up rather quickly. It's not going to take much to do that. We have a very moist atmosphere across the area now, dry line advancing out of West Texas. We've got upper level energy from an area of low pressure that is moving from the El Paso area eastward. It's tracking closer to us than recent updated low pressure systems, and this is what we're dealing with for the rest of the day. Kristen?
Thank you so much, Rich. So that one storm is the only concern at this moment, but in case you missed it, a tornado watch has been issued for all of the Austin Metro, for parts of our eastern hill country and eastern communities. That means ingredients are right. So although there is only one tornadic storm out there now with radar indicated rotation, we want everybody to start making that plan and staying informed, staying with KXAN, because we're going to be tracking the threat of more of these kind of storms throughout the day and into tonight. Here's a look at radar now. It looks real messy, right, with the heavy rain, and you heard Rich say some of the small hail. The polygon of concern is this red one. That velocity signature doesn't look as impressive with some of the new radar scans, so that's good news. Maybe this is starting to weaken, and I'm going to tell you what, this is going to be a bear, y'all, when it comes to storms like this, because those storms, they spin up quick and then they weaken pretty quickly. So you are not going to have a lot of lead time with storms today and potentially producing large hail, potentially producing a tornado. This is the storm itself. It's going to be moving towards the north and east, towards Briggs, towards Bertram here. This is the one I want. This is going to be moving at about 25, 30 miles per hour. Oatmeal, you would be next as far as where that storm is expected to go and where that velocity is showing me some of the most concerning looks on radar. But tornado warning in place until 10:30, so that's another 16 minutes. We promise you, if there is a tornado warning anywhere within 15 counties today, we will not only be on air, but we will be on air up through the minute it's expiring. This is not something we take lightly here at KXAN, so I want to make sure you know, for our friends in Burnett, I will stay on air until that tornado warning is gone or this building blows away. This is something that we planned for, and we knew coming into today the atmosphere was so ripe. It was so ripe for storms like this, and the lightning that started earlier this morning. I mean, you can tell there's just so much energy, so much excitement in this atmosphere that it's not going to take much. Again, all of this is out towards the hill country. I have nothing of concern along the I-35 corridor right now. Nothing in the Austin metro area. This is all going to be out west. So Burnett, stay in your tornado room. Stay where you are. Stay inside, because this storm is going to be something that continues to trek towards the northeast here. So my friends out in eastern Burnett County, really even eastern Williamson County too, up in the northeast, that's where we're going to be tracking this severe thunderstorm if it continues to hold. That severe thunderstorm warning goes until 10:45. That tornado warning is expected to go until 10:30. So backing up, like I said, it does look like this storm is weakening. That is the good news. But if we do have a tornado, it's going to be right here. It's going to be approaching Oatmeal, likely on the south and east side. So Bertram, watch this area here. If you're in your tornado room, maybe listening the TV, maybe you've got the KXAN News app, make sure that you're staying with us, because although we're trending in the right direction, we're not there yet. There's still the potential for this storm to drop a tornado, and this would be the area here. This is going to continue to make its way up towards the northeast. So Bertram, I need you in your tornado room. I need everybody really in this area, because if it's not just that circulation, it's the fact that there's a lot of heavy rain, some small hail, quite a bit of lightning too, but I took off lightning. Sometimes it gets a little harder to see, gets a little convoluted there. So still looking at these times here. Oatmeal, this is going to move through your area first. Bertram at 10:33. So tornado warning continues until 10:30 here, another 14 minutes. If you're in the area, if you know anyone who works in Bertram, in Oatmeal, and Mahomet, you need to give them a call. They need to move inside downstairs in that small room away from all windows immediately. Rich?
Kristen, we got an initial report from the Weather Service that came in about 2 minutes ago of some hail in 5 miles southeast of Burnett, so not too far away from downtown, just to the southeast of 281 in the city of Burnett, that the hail size was smaller than a dime. So we are getting ground confirmation that hail is prominent in the storm right now. Again, we want to talk you through the tornado safety tips if you're in your home and listening to us right now. If you're upstairs, please head downstairs, go to the interior room, the smallest room that you have in your home, and it must be on the lowest level. Those interior closets, you want to try to put 2 walls between yourself and the storm, as we always recommend. The more that you have, the better. You want to be in that smallest room where if something were to happen and the ceiling were to collapse, it wouldn't have that far to travel, so it wouldn't pick up speed. Cover yourself with pillows. It says pillows or blankets. And again, as we mentioned in our weather chat this morning on CW Austin Morning, if you have a helmet, a bicycle helmet, put one of those on too, just to be on the safe side. And for those of you up the line and in the tornado watch area today that we also have going on until 5 o'clock, that you leave the mobile home, go take the day at a place of safety with someone who has a more sturdier home and sturdier structure, as it says. And if you're in an apartment, if you're on the 2nd floor or the 3rd floor, try to get down to someone's apartment on the lowest level, because that's where you'll be safe. And so that's what we're suggesting for some of the tornado warnings, for some of the tornado safety tips right now. All right, there you see all of that lightning. We count more than 350 lightning strikes with this storm in about the last 10 to 15 minutes. We've seen more lightning than we have anything else this morning, not just with this storm, but with the storms that moved from Hays County up into Travis and Bastrop counties on into Lee and Williamson counties. But right now it's the storms. And I've taken the rain and the lightning layer off so that you can see where the red outline is for this tornado warning. And by the way, the rest of Burnett County on the whole, essentially north of 71, up in the Marble Falls area and on into Horseshoe Bay, that orange outline indicates a severe thunderstorm warning. So we're not only looking at that potential, but now we have 2 warnings in Burnett County, and the red one extends on into Williamson County around Liberty Hill. When we were checking for hail earlier, we were looking at some hail sizes of marble in the darker shade of, or the lighter shade of gray, marble size hail there, and in the darker shade of gray, we were looking at pea-size hail too. So hail will be the big prominent thing. We were talking about that this morning, that as we go through this day, hail is going to be our biggest concern as we go through the entire day here. Again, a tornado watch until 5 for much of the area. Right now, a severe thunderstorm warning for Burnett and the tornado warning for Burnett and Williamson. Kristen?
Right, Rich. I mean, when it comes to what we're most concerned about at this moment, it's going to be the circulation that we have in Burnett County. I've got a new timeline to show you here of this storm, this tornado-warned storm in Burnett County. Oatmeal now 10:22. Bertram Bertram 1032, Bertram Elementary School 1032. We've got Andice at 1059, 1102 is Briggs. Now this tornado warning, you can see some of the steps that we need you to take right now. This tornado warning continues for another 10 minutes, so I need everybody in Burnett County within that tornado warning, that tornado polygon. If you've got that alert on your phone, you need to be inside, downstairs, and listening to my voice, because I will walk you through it the entire time. I plan to be on air until that circulation goes away. But let's bring this up full now, because I want to make sure that everybody sees this is generally pushing towards northeast. Bertram Elementary School is right on the edge of this. I think in general, the circulation's probably going to go right down middle in theory, since we've seen this morning that those storms are generally driving northeast at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. But teachers at Bertram Elementary School, if you're listening, keep those kids in the hallway, have them put their textbooks in a sort of jacket over their head. We've got another 8 minutes of this warning. I've seen this storm kind of weaken over the past couple of scans on radar, so that's the good news, but still some very, very messy weather. Nobody should be outside right now. I've taken off lightning because when I put on the lightning strikes, we're looking at 300 to 400 strikes within a 10-minute window. So there's just lightning all over the place on my maps if I keep that lightning on. But it's going to be that circulation here. You'll notice some of the brighter colors we had with it earlier. That's when it got warned. Doesn't look as impressive now, but we need to take it seriously. I have not seen a confirmed tornado. When it comes to the warning, it's either a confirmed tornado or radar indicated tornado. That's what fires up a tornado warning from the Weather Service, and they were saying this was a radar indicated rotation. So the storm was spinning, which whether or not that put down a tornado, we don't know yet. I'm hoping we don't have one here. If you out in Burnett County are seeing otherwise, let us know. Shoot me an email, because the ground truth, what you guys see in real life, is going to tell me way more than anything what radar is going to tell me. So I want you inside right now. Don't be going out looking for a tornado. But at this point, it is looking like we're trending in the right direction, that this storm has weakened, that circulation has weakened. And just for perspective here, the brighter the reds and the greens together where they touch each other, that means the stronger the rotation. So you'll notice it looked like that earlier, but that has since weekend. Now, just to kind of put this into perspective here, here's the circulation we're watching. Lake Victor is not in the tornado path if we were to have one, but Cannon Dam is not in the direction or the path of this storm. Granite Shoals, you no longer are underneath any sort of immediate weather concern, as most of the heaviest rain, lightning, hail, which we saw on the smaller side, as well as the gusty winds, are now to the north of you. But I still need my friends, especially out towards Oatmeal and Burnham, in their tornado room here. So this would be the area of concern. Bertram, this is likely going to slide to the east of the middle of the city here, and it's going to continue to make its way up, maybe briefly clipping parts of northeast Williamson County, just the very tippy top here. But we need nobody on 29 at this moment, or any of these smaller farm to market roads, farm to market 1174, farm to market 243. If you know someone who maybe takes those roads to get to work or school, I know we're a little bit later on in the morning and everybody kind of should be set at their workplace. We don't want anybody on the roads right now taken off guard, because to be honest, if I go back and show you what's going on with radar, you're not going to be able to see anything. That's heavy, heavy rain. So even if we were to have the tornado on the ground, you're not going to be able to see it, because it's likely going to be raindrop. There's so much moisture, so much, for these storms to feed into, that there's probably going to be a lot of heavy rain hiding any sort of circulation. And that's not just going to be for this storm. That could potentially be for any storm today. So don't be going out looking for it. We need to make sure as soon as you get that tornado warning issued, if you were to see a tornado warning issued for your area, you need to make sure you're going inside, downstairs immediately to your tornado room. Here's Williamson County. This is not a threat for Georgetown, not a threat for Austin. However, we still do have a tornado watch in effect until 5 p.m. So I'm not seeing a clear indication of a tornado. Again, we're starting to see some of those muter colors here, not those bright greens, those bright reds. That would indicate some strong circulation. But man, this is a nasty storm. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning that continues until 10:45, but that tornado warning is going to continue for at least another 5 to 6 6 minutes. The blue polygons you see a little further up here, these are actually going to be flash flood warnings. So that's Bell County up through Waco and all the way into portions of the Northeast, because it's been raining heavily all morning long up there. But at the moment, the most concerning and most pressing storm is going to be this one in Burnett County, moving towards the Northeast with a tornado warning on it for another 5 minutes. I do not anticipate Austin impacts. I really don't anticipate much of the way of impacts to Georgetown right now. But again, this is going to be one of probably several different flavors of storms we see today. It's one of those days, friends. So maybe you're not in that tornado warning now. Maybe you're not in that severe thunderstorm warning now, as most of this is kind of centered over Burnett County. We want to make sure you guys know that these storms pop up quick, and they could pop up at any time today. So one storm of concern moving towards the Northeast. For those who are maybe just joining, we've got a tornado warning in place for Burnett County. Small little sliver there of eastern Williamson County, but it does look like that circulation is going to jog a little bit further north into Burnett County before it ever crosses into Williamson County. Georgetown is not in this line of fire, but like I said, that lightning, that right there is 510 strikes in the last 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So that's going to fluctuate back and forth. But there's a little bit more of a hail core now that we have just to the east of Burnett. So maybe we're losing some of the rotation, but we're not necessarily losing this storm. So something to keep an eye on here. This would be, again, the rotation of concern moving just to the east of Bertram. I still want Oatmeal to stay in their tornado room, but you're good now. Gandy, Fairland, and Burnham. We want to make sure that you guys know that although the circulation has now passed you, you still have hail, wind, and lightning as a threat now. We do have Mike Rush standing by for updates. Have we heard of any sort of reports coming in via email or from emergency managers, Katie? I don't think.
I'll go ahead and take it because I do have the answer to your question. Yeah, we have been in touch with Burnett County CISD as well as the city of Bertram, which is the area that's impacted there. So kids are not in school today, which was already on the schedule that they wouldn't be in school. So they resume classes tomorrow, meaning that they are not in classrooms and they are at home, which might be a better scenario for the severe weather that we're experiencing right now. Burnett County Office of Emergency Management is assessing the damage there. They have not seen any damage so far, but you know, this is just forming now. Hopefully it'll stay that way, but they're going to be checking, and we're checking with them as well to make sure we keep on track of any sort of damage. Also, the city of Bertram is assessing any possible damage there, but so far we are not seeing any reports of damage in that area either, Kristen.
Thank you so much, Mike. That's wonderful news. I'm actually really happy to hear that kids are home and not in those schools, because it's always a little scary, right, when you're away from family. But I will tell you, the good news is this does not look nearly as strong as it did just a little bit ago. But I'll tell you what, if Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, you're at home with the kids, you tell them it's going to be okay. We're not going to leave you until this circulation weakens completely, or until this warning expires. This is what we do. This is what we plan for coming into today. So I got you. Just make sure you hold on tight to whatever toy you've got with you. You keep that there for comfort. This tornado warning is still in place until 10:30. I've not seen from the Weather Service that they're going to cancel or extend it. So we'll still wait on word from that. But like I said, Rich.
They did say, by the way, a few minutes ago that the tornado signature is going away and will weaken even further. So that was at 10:21. So that was good news to at least report, but we still have all of that rain in the area now. If you are on my computer, so that is good. We do want to just alert you to one other thing. I'm going to take the radar imagery off for just a moment. You see that big green shade across parts of southwestern Burnett into Llano counties. Kristen, as you mentioned earlier, this is for a flood advisory that will be in effect until 1:15. Flood advisory for Burnett and southeastern Llano counties. Again, the potential is there due to the heavy rain that they had this morning of some minor flooding. And I'm still seeing a little bit of hail on my radar, and you're seeing it too. just to the west of the 29 marker on this map.
For sure. I mean, you know, if you're new to Central Texas, or maybe I know we're coming off a big day yesterday with the eclipse, these flood advisories are about a dime a dozen here. We get these quite often because when it rains in Central Texas, it can rain. So if you are new to the area, if you're visiting, basically these green flood advisory tells us if you come along a road and you see that dip, do not go through it. Do not go through any sort of flooded out low water crossing, because you have no idea how deep that water could actually be. I mean, a lot of the times when we see heavy rain events, that road could be taken out. So you're not even driving on anything that could support your car. So please make sure to turn around and drown. This is a big problem that we have here in Central Texas. We live in flash flood alleys. So if you're visiting, you really need to take those flood concerns seriously. Here is the severe thunderstorm warning that continues. Let's go back to my computer if we can, because it does look like they have expired that tornado warning. So that is the good news. As we've been telling y'all for the last 15-20 minutes, that circulation looked weaker and weaker, and we no longer have a tornado warning in place. The severe thunderstorm warning continues until about 10:45. That's this orange polygon here. That's for about 60-mile-per-hour winds, as well as some small hail on the nickel-sized variety there. But again, because the tornado warning has expired, because the circulation looks much weaker, we will step out. We will allow you to visit regular programming on KXAN and CW Austin Morning. If need be, we will jump back on if any other spin-ups occur. But as a reminder, that tornado watch continues until 5 p.m. for all of the Austin Metro, as well as parts of our eastern counties. I believe I have that for you if I kind of just jump forward through my graphics, because that was one of the newer updates that we had after KXAN News today. I believe it's at the very end of my show. We'll go back to it. If Rich, can you jump up into that tornado watch for me, and we could pull Max, because I'll leave you with that tornado watch, since that is going to be something that will be under for a while, for the next 6-7 hours. There, you got that up for me, sir? He's trying to get it for me. So that tornado watch, y'all who've got that KXAN weather app, you got the heads up first. Go ahead, run that banner for me. This goes until 5 p.m. All of the Austin Metro, eastern counties, eastern portions of the Hill Country, tornado watch until 5 p.m. Keep it on KXAN. We will jump in as needed, but we will return you to your regular programming.
This has been a severe weather alert from KXAN News.
I was getting ready for the big game when my glasses got taken out. But we stopped at iMart Express. I got 2 pairs with progressives for under $80, and I was in the